Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Our news director, Mr. Mike Elgan, is here. I feel like, Mike, that we are guinea pigs for these smartwatches.
Yes, we are.
Like, they just keep giving us smartwatches. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
They have to give them to us because we wouldn't buy them.
You and I are both Moto 360 Android Wear lovers, right?
Yes,
We're happy with those.
That's right, yes.
But we gave you the Sony SmartWatch 3. This is the newest smartwatch.
That's right. And Sony was way ahead of the game, right? They've had a smartwatch for years, actually. Right. They finally switched over to Android Wear, which is a good thing, of course, and here it is in all of its glory. Now, this is a while. Let me just go through some of the things. I'm not going to go into Android Wear, and we all know about Android Wear. Let's talk about the unique characteristics of this. First of all, the band is kind of cool. It just flips off like this. And what's great about this is this is a silicone band. It's kind of bland looking, but highly functional. So you set the sort of the size here, and then you just clip it on like that, and you're good to go. It comes off kind of easily, so it's not perfect. But that's one thing. Another thing that's really unique about this is this pops out. So This is called the core.
That was easy.
Yeah, super easy. And of course, these are going to be replaceable. Right now, they just have green and black. Eventually, they're going to have all kinds of fruity colors.
Are you worried about the watch falling out?
No, it's not going to fall out. It's in there very snugly.
Okay.
It's a little clunky, like it kind of exposes some innards, and you have to essentially take it out from time to time. And that brings us to another unique characteristic of this. Of course, we know that there's some interesting cradles in the world of Android Wear watches. Right. This has no cradle. So basically, to charge it, you essentially have to go in here. You have to sort of open this kind of little rubber thing right here.
Do you have to take the band off to do this?
You don't have to, but it's awkward if you don't take the band off because all this stuff is really kind of stiff and the band gets in the way.
It's got a cover for a micro USB
Micro
port.
USB. So that's people either love this or hate it. I mean, depends on your lifestyle. If you are if you get up and go to work every morning and you get in the car and you go to Starbucks and you have a kind of a business person, this is not a good solution. You want the cradle. You just want to throw it in the cradle.
But I got to say, everybody has micro USB now.
Exactly.
So at least you could charge it wherever you go.
This is the micro USB cable that comes. Of course, you can use any, but this is what comes with it. Now you can imagine this can go in your pocket. You can't say that for the Moto 360's cradle. That isn't going to go in your pocket.
Yeah.
So this just plugs in and you charge it and so on. So that is a good thing or a bad thing depending on what your lifestyle is. So that's another unique characteristic of that. And I'll show you how this goes together here. It just kind of plunks in there very nicely. And again, that's not going to fall out. And that's just, again, that's just a regular Android Wear thing.
The only thing people with Android Wear watches can do is, because the software is always the same, is customize the hardware like that.
So how they've done that, the biggest thing that they've done is they've built GPS into the watch itself.
Ooh.
So with this watch, you can leave your phone behind, you can go running, you can do all the stuff that you would normally do, and that's a big deal.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is, of course, you have music on this. Now, in order to use the GPS right now, you need Google My Tracks, which is a great app for Android.
And you need an Android phone, because the My Tracks writes...
You've got to have an Android phone for Android Wear, really, anyway.
Right.
And if you use Google Play Music, you can load music onto the watch.
Right.
So now you're good to go. You can go running in the woods.
So you don't need to have the phone with you. The GPS will just continue to record the waypoints, and then when you get back to the phone, upload it to My Tracks. Is that kind of how it works?
Exactly. Now, you're already thinking, okay, this is a great fitness outdoor watch.
I'm liking it, yeah.
But it has one weird omission for an outdoor fitnessy kind of watch. It doesn't have a heartbeat monitor of any kind. So that's becoming kind of standard with smartwatches. It doesn't have that. It's got let's talk about the downsides. It's got a very bad screen. This is a yellowish, washed out colors. It's vastly inferior to the LG G Watch R or the LG G Watch or most of the smartwatches that are out there. It's going to be way worse than the Apple Watch. Yeah. I'm certain of that, in that sense. But this is a very practical watch. It's $249.99, so it's a little on the high side. It's kind of heavy. It's 76 grams. Now that compares to the Moto 360, which is under 50 grams, and the LG G Watch R is just over 60. Again, this is 76 grams, so it's kind of heavy.
That must be the GPS radio.
Exactly.
Right?
Right. It has a huge battery in it for the GPS.
Ah.
Right.
That was my question. Does the GPS drain the battery?
It does. If you're really hitting the GPS hard, it drains the battery. But if you're not, it gets slightly better than average battery life compared to other comparable watches, and that's fair enough. It has a pretty hefty battery in there. It does have it's a 420 milliamp per hour battery. It's got all the standard stuff, Bluetooth 4.0. That sort of thing. So, you know, this is, another thing, it's waterproof, dustproof. It's a sort of waterproof it's IP68 rated. So it's like genuinely waterproof.
It's not just take a shower in it. You could swim
You could jump in the water. You could jump in a swimming pool with this thing.
This would be great for swimming.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. One weird artifact of that usage is that if you're doing the dishes or something, drops of water will activate the screen. And so, yeah, so watch out for drops of water. If it's raining, you're going to call somebody, right?
And this doesn't, of all the Android Wear watches, I like the Moto 360 best, but this one looks pretty nice.
I'm liking the LG G Watch R as well.
And the R is pretty,
that's a really nice. I like the round ones. I think the round ones look better. Now, I wasn't going to recommend this. It's got a lot of downsides. You know, the silicone thing kind of attracts lint and stuff like that. So I have to be constantly cleaning it. You get music, right? But you need Bluetooth headphones.
Right.
Which is not a big deal. If you have them, it's great and so on. It's unfashionable. This is a functional, utilitarian watch for people who are going to be outside or traveling. And I wanted to not recommend it, but I'm going to recommend it simply because it has the GPS. We all want GPS in the watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be able to leave the phone behind, go running, go hiking, do whatever you're going to do. And this is one of the few watches, maybe the only Android Wear watch that enables you to do that. And so I'm going to give it a buy. I think this is a good, solid, sturdy watch for people who don't care so much about aesthetics, but do want the functionality of a built-in GPS and some of the other features that I mentioned.
That's really kind of an amazing. It's a runner's watch.
Yes.
Primarily, it sounds like. No heart rate, but, you know, big deal.
It's also kind of a traveler's watch. If you like to travel light and you're going to go into, you know, the tropics or something, you don't know if it's going to rain.
Right.
You want to be able to track where you go, that sort of thing. This is a great watch for that sort of thing.
The Sony SmartWatch 3, Android Wear based.
That's right.
Does it have 5.0 Android Wear? It has the latest Android Wear? It must if it's playing music.
Yeah.
I think that's a feature of the new one. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. And so you say a buy.
It's a buy. No, give it a buy.
You know what? I have to say, Apple's going to have a little bit of a challenge with the Apple Watch because I think Android Wear is at a point of maturity now where there's some very good choices. As you mentioned, the LG G Watch R, the Sony SmartWatch 3, and the Moto 360. All of them have something to say in their favor.